So, now that we've taken care of that, let's make our way over here to the last blue quest available here in Camp Broken Glass. So we'll make our way over here to speak with Reborn, who appears to be representing the Sky Steel Manufactory. Let's go ahead and speak with him to take on his chain quest, entitled In Pursuit of Power, blocked out by a chocobo. Reborn would like your opinion on something. Ah, just who I was looking for. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Reborn of Ishgard. I've been put in charge of our arrangement with Tapper's Den, you see. However, the first of the Tappers to come bearing ceruleum has asked quite a lot of us, if I do say so. They wish for our help in getting Juturna Platform G up and running. The very same platform that's at the head of the Imperial's primary energy pipeline. What's more, he's a Garlean. I was convinced the only engineers left in Tapper's Den were from conquered territories. In any case, I'm not qualified to judge the motives of the man. I'd feel much more at ease if I had someone of your experience helping to make the call. Alright then. I thank you for your willingness to assist. Let us go and speak with the Tapper in question then. He's a man by the name of Appius. Alright then. Let's go and meet up with him. Actually, it turns out he's closer than we thought. Yeah, we're heading around the corner here. I suppose you must be the friend Reborn wanted to fetch. Indeed I am. And so, you're my thanks for getting him to agree to my proposal. Do not misunderstand. I have yet to agree to any such thing. I merely wanted someone else present during our talk. To make sure that everything is fair? Very well. Though I do believe my proffered deal would be a boon to us, and the Ulsterbard contingent alike. I used to work on Juturna Platform G, you see, so I know more than most about the facility and its operation. That may be so, but your relationship to the facility notwithstanding, why should a Garlean such as yourself still be taking refuge in Tapper's Den? We've been led to believe that the former workers residing there were from other territories. You're right on the technicality. I was a supervisor rather than your typical staff. When the platform went down, it only seemed right that I stay with my crew. I always thought we were close, but living alongside them at Tapper's Den has made me realise that I took them and their skills for granted. And that's to say nothing of the blind eye I turned to their struggles. Well, considering how you look down on them. That's why I came to you. It's high time I be of some real use to them, and everyone else if we're lucky. Alright. If we're to manage to get the platform back in working order, it'll dramatically increase our capacity to pump and refine ceruleum for everyone in the region. Sadly, we're more than a few hands short of a full workforce, not to mention the lack of supplies. Which is precisely where you come in. Help us get things up and running again, and you'll have your share of the ceruleum coming out of the rig. You couldn't come up with a more mutually beneficial agreement if you tried. So he says, what do you think? I think we should do it. He seems trustworthy to me, or I'm a little uneasy about this. Well, what other choice do we have? And if he steps out of line, I know how to deal with him. Yes, I've been leaning the same way myself. Ultimately, what he says about the potential benefits is true. Nevertheless, I doubt the higher-ups would assent to this. I suppose that is how it goes when you're dealing with military types. For what it's worth, I do understand the hesitancy to throw your lord in with someone from a hostile nation. Thus, part 2 of my proposal. I shall do you a service to prove myself worthy of the contingent's trust. I had a look around the fringes of your camp here before you arrived, and I spotted a few ceruleum engines in need of repair. If I fixed them up, your superiors would have no reason to suspect that I want to see you driven out. Or less reason in any case. Assisting us with use of the local technology would go a long way, I'd imagine. That said, I've not heard anything about the ceruleum engines we've scavenged breaking down. It's not as if they're entirely useless, yet, but I'll guarantee they're not running as they should. Give me the opportunity and I can have them working more efficiently and safely. You are welcome to accompany while I do so, That way you can ensure that I don't get up to anything suspect, and now vouch for me with your superiors. I have no objections. I trust you will sense anything amiss. Alright then. Let us begin with a proper inspection then. We can get to work as soon as you're ready, Rika. And so away we go. And bonjour, Olivier! Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. I'm glad to see you took me up on my offer, and it's glad to see you here in the crowd. Welcome aboard, mon ami. Bonjour. Alright, Appius. Though the ultimate objective is to get the engines running at full capacity, the purpose of this inspection is to work out what parts we'll need. However, I would hate to fumble something and be accused of sabotage, so I'd appreciate it if you be the one to lay hands on the devices. Never fear, I'll be right behind you telling you what to look for. If we inspect, say, 3 of them, we should have a decent idea of what needs repair. Lead the way. Appius is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. Alright. So thankfully everything is in close proximity. So yeah, we might need to scan around the outside to see if anything needs to be taken care of on the perimeter. We'll just want to keep it in mind, because that usually is where many of the parts of a quest objective are. Yeah, let's see if we can find any of these things. Turns out they're not as easy to find as I hoped. Maybe out closer routes, maybe? No. Or further out, rather. Oh, hold on. I see something glowing. Yeah, let's head on over to the Cerulean engine. We gotta find 2 more after this. Oh, he's not gonna give us his expert's analysis? Yeah, I was expecting that he would. Oh, there's another one all the way over there. Yeah, there's another one all the way over there, and then it'll be interesting to see where the 3rd one is. Alright, have a look. And then finally, where is the 3rd one? Oh, it's in the building. Okay, I wouldn't have expected they would have put a cerulean engine in a building. I mean, if this thing was still full of fuel, what happened if it would explode? That'd be pretty dangerous. Praise be to your deft hands. I have an idea of what our next step ought to be, though perhaps it would be best to apprise Reborn of our progress first. So yeah, how are you and Frank doing there, Olivier? I know you went to go team up with one of your friends with one of his FCs, but how have you guys been doing in the time since you left, as we speak with Reborn? How are our engines? Alas, I fear that each of those we examined are guaranteed to break down sooner or later should you continue using them in their current state. Surely you jest! I swear to my integrity as an engineer, you are in dire need of instruction in the proper operation of cerulean engines. You saw the little lamp light up when you touched the switch, correct? That only illuminates when there's an issue with the engine. They were switched off for want of fuel when the settlement was abandoned, no doubt, which prevented them burning out. Only let them freeze solid instead ere your lot turned them on. From the state they're in, I can only assume it didn't occur to you to warm them up first. Well, this is still all over our heads. I noticed you have heating technology of your own, but it'll do you no good should the engines to power them break now, will it? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain from my assistance. I am a machinist from Frozen Climes myself, and what you say sounds plausible enough. Very well. On behalf of the comp, I formally ask you to repair the cerulean engines. I suppose that means I will be taking responsibility if anything goes wrong, so you may as well use your own two hands this time. That's the spirit. I knew you'd come around. And so we'll take our experience 935 gil and another Aether Currents. Oh, that's a great combination to have. It'll definitely get you far, I'm sure. So, let's speak with Reborn again to take on our next quest entitled Camp Broken Engines. Reborn perhaps requires some thawing. Ere you become more excited, you will indeed require additional parts to perform your repairs. I cannot say I spotted any likely spares while setting up the camp. Oh, it's so good to have a quick-thinking machinist like yourself on my side. No amount of flattery will convince me to take you to my superiors ere we have physical proof of your good intentions. Now focus, please. All spare parts required, yes or no? Yes, you're awfully tense about the shoulders, did you know that? I will be needing a replacement carburetor for one of the engines. Fortunately, the same sort of engines were in use at Motoring Station G last I checked. We ought to be able to find what we need here. After I've swapped out the faulty part and made my other repairs, I'll warm up the engines properly. That should clear any cerulean residue and allow them to run at full capacity once more. With that in mind, I'm going to start taking things apart. Can you fetch the carburetor for me? Do you even know what a carburetor is? Apparently I do. She's a bona fide hero, you know. You can't just ask her to do your bidding, and rudely at that. Oh, come on. I live for this. Yeah. No idea, believe it to me, or I'm used to being ordered around. If you're certain, you will need to look for a sort of tube connected to the cerulean engine's core. Many Magitech devices utilize them. Alright then, let's go and find what we're looking for. Let's do this. Yeah, and of course, Olivier. Oh, you're in the middle of queue yourself right now. It's surprising, even though I started the Let's Play on Tuesday, the longest queue count I ever had to wait for to get in was 3,481, and that was on day 1, official launch day, day 1. After that, the queues I had in the subsequent days were were around 2,500. Alright, let's go ahead and look for a cerulean engine. Here we are. So let's see if we can find the carburetor. The so-called carburetor appears to have seen better days. Perhaps this another cerulean engine has a nicer one. Oh, we still are looking around the building. Maybe over here we'll find a better one. Let's see what this one has. It's also no good. Yeah, where could we find the one that we really need? Oh, hold on there. Wait a minute, didn't we just look at this one? No, this one is different. So yeah, we're looking and looking. This carburetor appears to be intact. Appius will know for certain. Alright, let's head on back to the camp. Hey there, Appius. And not a moment too soon. Were you able to find an intact carburetor? Indeed. Is this it? This'll do it. Now Reborn and I can finish fixing up those engines in no time at all. And so, sometime later... as they do their various tinkering. Looks like we're good to go. There, everything's in order. These should be much more efficient, and you'll notice they stopped making strange and ominous noises. I must say, I am taken aback by your abundance of skill. Allow me to thank you on behalf of everyone here at Camp Broken Glass. Oh, the pleasure's all mine. Happy to be of service. You do seem genuine about that. Tell me, do you have some sort of connection to Camp Broken Glass? In a way, I hail from the Terram as it happens. It was a village here, precisely where your camp is now. It acted as a checkpoint for those visiting the capital, but it was also home to the Rig's workers and our families. Obviously much has happened since I could last call this place home, but in my heart of hearts it always will be. I must apologize, we're effectively occupying your home, yet place the full burden of proving good faith in our dealings upon you. Oh no, I couldn't blame you for that. We hardly had a viable alternative to abandoning Laterum, knowing we could never defend ourselves against wandering bands of maddened soldiers, but that reality is no more your fault than ours. Even if you vacated right this instant, I doubt many of us would return. We simply don't have the resources. Until Juturna Platform G is back in working order, that is. Truth be told, your presence here is what has me daring to hope. If you agree to help me now, there may come a day when the other survivors and I can come home. Fury above, I certainly can't turn you away now, and you've proven yourself with your work this day. I have no lingering qualms about approaching my superiors with your proposal. Truly? Oh, I could kiss you! Please don't. So we'll take our experience in 935 gil. And so, yeah, since this is a chain quest, we are moving on to Riminal, but that side quest was enough to get me to level 85. Yeah, we continue to maintain a buffer, and it's still at 2 levels. So let's go ahead and speak with Riminal again to take on our next quest entitled Operation Reactivation. Riminal is now surprisingly keen to get the platform up and running. If there are no objections, I will speak to the quartermaster about getting the necessary men and supplies for this operation straight away. He's stationed just over there in the pavilion. Could I trouble you to accompany me? It might help if another can testify to Appius' sincerity and competence. Great idea. What are we waiting for? Yeah, he's certainly eager. One would think he didn't have a care in the world. Let us pray that Astelo is amused rather than irritated. Alright, let's go and reunite with them. And meet with this Astelo. Representing the Twin Adder, apparently. Ah, Riminal! I see you brought Mistress Sasaki, and is that the envoy from Toppa's Den? Yes. You see, sir, it all began with Appius here. Yeah, let's go into further detail about it. I see. It certainly would be a boon to us if the platform was restored to working order. Well, I did show off the intro to the Sage, yesterday afternoon there, Tharia. If you want to check that out from stream, I do have it available in a highlight now. No doubt. So, you agree to help? On one condition. You must first confirm that the platform can be reactivated. We aren't blessed with a surfeit of personnel and resources, you know, thus are reaching out to the tablets to begin with. We cannot waste time and manpower on operations with little chance of success. Riminal, you are tasked with assessing the current state of Juturna Platform G, as well as the precise resources we would need to commit to reactivating it. I shall make my final decision on how to proceed only once I am fully abreast of the situation. Yes, sir. In that case, Rika and I will accompany you. You really ought to stop making decisions on Rika's behalf, but I would be glad for the company. Meet us at Return to Platform G if you would. RPS can help me carry the equipment. Alright, I'll see you there. Don't worry, I'll keep him safe there as below. Although I do have to say, even though you have an Alizin name, you're actually a hewer. Rather odd. Anyway, off we go. And suffice it to say, it was quite the experience to get Rika to be my first all 80s crafter. Yeah. The pandemic was good for something, if not for me at least. Hey, Appius. Oh, I so do miss the days when we had a full crew, pumping and tankering and operating heavy machinery on too little sleep. As much as I would like to know what the hell's you're on about, we have no time to be revisiting old memories. We're here for one reason and one reason only. Oh no, I know. At least the exterior seems unharmed. I'll head inside and have a look around. Can you two stay here and make sure nothing large and hungry is waiting for me when I come back? That sounds reasonable. Rika, let us keep our wits about us. Excellent. I'll see you both in a bit. And away they go. So yeah, we'll just chill out because this is also the endpoint for the quest. So yeah, this one's gonna go by rather quickly. Oh, I thought you were asking about how Sage works. Ah, Appius, how did it look? The equipment appears undamaged. The temperatures are so low that we'll need to be careful about how we turn everything on again. It's just... What? Is there another issue? In a word, yes. I couldn't find the identification key. Without it, there's no way to activate the platform even if it were in pristine condition. And exactly why was it designed with such an obvious flaw? Flaw? Return Platform G is the capital's main supplier of ceruleum. It wouldn't do if anyone could turn it off and on, now would it? The key is always kept secure, and there are only two people able to open the container it's usually stored in. Myself and Chief Frontinus. I haven't seen him since this blasted war began, but I can only imagine he's out there somewhere, key in hand. Yeah. You think he took it, or... which means he's avoided being tempered. Yeah, you think he took it? I've never met anyone quite as Lord of the Empire as Chief Frontinus. He probably took the key to stop anyone from misusing the platform. Then I'd say he succeeded in his aim. It stayed dormant this whole time, and out of the hands of the warring factions. Indeed. Now we just need to find out where he is. I'm sorry for wasting your time. There's no way we can get this place up and running without that key. Don't tell me you're going to give up just like that. Not after I've found a carburetor for you, you don't. Or is there another way? I suppose you're right. With the three of us together, surely we can think of something. Let's hope you're right about that, so we'll take our experience and 935 gil. Alright, Remonold, back over to you. And so, with it, we'll complete the last part of this chain quest, entitled Energy for All. Remonold has precisely one solution in mind, which is notably better than 0. Is there really no way to bypass the mechanism that the identification key interacts with? What exactly do you mean? I work at the manufactory in Ishgard. I once watched my superior, as is his way, dismantle a Magitech ornament and put it back together again. He succeeded in bypassing the verification mechanism required to activate the machine by rewiring it. I was wondering if something similar wouldn't be possible with the platform. That's something a second-rate thief would do! Well, beggars can't be choosers. Save your chief engineer appearing out of thin air, it's likely our only option. You got a point there. And far be it for me to turn down a proposal from a esteemed colleague. I'm so glad to have you at my disposal. That's the spirit, I suppose. And so, I shall return to camp and inform the quartermaster of our plan. He should be willing to spare an external power source and a few other tools if I vow to return them soon. Perhaps even some extra pairs of hands. And so yeah, Appius and I will be alone for a while. That leaves me to open up the control panel and rearrange a few things before Rimano returns. How are you gonna do that? In the meantime, I'd thank you to keep an eye out for anything that might eat him on the way back. There were never so many beasts around before, but they must have gotten comfortable without us traipsing back and forth across the ice. A little too comfortable if you ask me. And so as he goes on inside... Yeah, we're not going that far north, but still going north. Ooh, nice. And I cleared the gap, alright. But it looks like if I want a piece of this battle, I may have to fight an Almasti too. Alright. Let's do this. And make sure to avoid the obvious trap. Yeah, I got you where I want you. Take this. Yeah, you're down. And now it's your turn. And you're out. Alright, go. Yeah, do that strut with their chocobo there, Rika. Alright, around the corner and get back to Appius. I've done all I can for now. I even caught the end of your battle with those creatures. Spectacular. And so, sometime later, as the two of us chat... Oh, quite a few people. Ready to work, I hope? Of course. All that's left is to engage in a bit of an Ishgardian skullduggery. I'm not sure I care for that turn of phrase, but very well. We'll attach the power devices, which should allow you to utilize the control panel. Thrilling. This place will be up and running before you know it. Just stand back and watch the master at work. Alright. And so, let's get ready to see what's gonna happen. Yeah, they'll mull over the plane and see what they're gonna do. So Appius heads on back inside. Yeah, we all need a few laughs now and then, don't we, Elizabeth? So as Rika assesses the situation. Oh, this thing's working again, and boy is it ever working. The earth is shaking. Yeah, it worked, yes? You bet it did. There's life for the old girl yet. Glad to hear it. Of course, there's still a lot of work to be done to get ready to extract and refine ceruleum, but we're off to an excellent start. Which means Garlemald Justice gets first steps on the road to recovery. I cannot thank you both enough. Glad we can help. Yeah, he's so excited. Yeah, I guess we've now seen that happen, so yeah. What if this ends up being a required quest for an eventual Guardian reconstruction? Let's speak with Rimmelode. I'm pleased that this plan was a success after all. I appreciate your seeing it through to the end. We can leave the rest of the engineers I brought with me. They're more than capable of keeping the place operational until we're prepared for the next phase. Now, let us all return to camp and inform Estelo of our triumph. And I will see the two of you there. let's head on back to Broken Glass. Okay there, Astelo. We have come to deliver good news to you, sir. Oh, good to see you again. I was just wondering when I might hear how you had fared with the platform. It was a success? It seems I won't have to wait any longer. I trust your eagerness is a sign that you had some success. Yes, sir. We were able to access the platform's controls and confirm that it is operational. There's still adjustments to be made, but I imagine it won't be long until it's fully operational. Splendid! If the camp can secure a stable supply of energy, we can begin rebuilding throughout the region. It will doubtless give succor to those in Tappa's Den and the capital proper as well. One of our goals when we first came here was to improve the lives of those that still call this frozen land home, and you have made a great contribution toward realizing that ambition. Thank you, sir. I certainly wouldn't have made it this far without your genius. The days when Golemon looked toward a bright future seem so distant now that the snow and frost have reclaimed their dominion. But I, for one, am ready to embark on the same journey that my ancestors once did, and build a new home around the warmth of cerulean flame. I am certain that when the time comes, I shall be proud to know that I worked alongside you. I must thank you as well. You have taught me to listen with sincerity to the words of those who I would have otherwise have unjustly scorned. Yeah, I guess I have that tendency to be able to bring people together like that. I imagine it will be some time before we can return to Laterum to its former inhabitants, but I promise that when we do, it will be in a better state than when you left. Well then, we better get to work. Ah, we, indeed. And away they go. And we can smile knowing we had a job well done here. So, for our final quest at Broken Glass, we'll take our experience points 935 gil, plus we're also now getting 180,000 because we're at level 85, and our option of food stuff. And that means more crab cake for us.